Jim Hopper, the true king of Hawkins, is the best ambassador Enzo's could ever have. And of course, the big reason we really love this man so much is that David Harbour has done such a good job playing him. But season 4 wasn't too kind to our beloved chief of police, and David really changed his physique just to look the part. So today, let's talk all about his incredible weight loss. First up, how dramatic a change are we talking? See, when you're binge watching your favorite show, it's easy to underestimate the intensity of some things. And chances are, when you first saw Hopper in that Russian prison, you didn't make much of his transformation. Sure, he looked leaner and tortured, but nothing out of the ordinary. But hey, that's not your fault. We blame all the layers he was wearing in that cold. So the truth is that he actually lost 1/3 of his body weight in 8 months. How much is that? Well, imagine going from 270 pounds to 190 pounds in that time. And to make things worse, there was the pandemic. Now, when you rewatch season 4 of Stranger Things, keep in mind that that's a whole 80 pounds less of Jim Hopper on the screen right there. His weight loss had an extra impact on his character's whole image because, that dad bod was what made our chief so iconic and memorable. Like, heck yeah, King. Chubb never looked better. Chug down that beer and go around smacking idiots in their faces. So when you have that persona of his in mind, it really hits you how much those Russians had really tortured and starved our guy. Because no, the real Hopper didn't have all those bones in his face. Speaking of that, did you know that his appearance had changed so much that they had to use prosthetics to make him look big for the flashback scenes? More than anything else, it really makes you respect the actor behind the character for putting all that hard work just to make sure everything looks real. The Stranger Things cast really is something else. Next, let's see how he managed to shed the pounds. Listen, we don't know what these fitness gurus have been telling you, but it isn't so hard to lose 80 pounds, alright? All you gotta do is first get caught in the explosion of a massive Russian machine used to open an interdimensional gate. Remember not to evaporate, but instead get arrested by the KGB. Then leave the rest to them. They'll beat you to a pulp, send you to the gulag where you'll build train tracks, and get one bowl of weird soup and a piece of bread a day. For a cheat day, you can always try and escape to a nearby warehouse and eat loads of peanut butter with your bare hands. That's it. Enjoy being thin and fit. Unfortunately, Harbour didn't do that. He took the long road, but you'd be surprised that he didn't use an elaborate diet plan to shed all that fat. Instead, he went for intermittent fasting. He said it was easier in the beginning, but the real challenge was maintaining the process. Also, from what he said, it's clear that his main goal wasn't to switch to a completely healthy diet. What he did was work on the size of his portions and what times of the day he could eat. That was, of course, when he first started. Later, he had to incorporate more veggies and healthy foods to make his diet cleaner. And do you want to know how crazy it really got? By the end, he only had a 6 to 8 hour window during which he could have a meal. And also, he had 2 24-hour fasts every single week. No wonder he said he felt hungry all the time. But what about the physique? Shedding pounds isn't everything. Intermittent fasting can actually make you lose muscle. But that guy who beheaded a Demogorgon, he had some serious muscle on him, alright? Here's when the next, much more important part of his transformation journey enters the chat. This is the area where David Higgins, the popular Hollywood trainer, provided help. And when the power of two Davids unite, nobody's safe. Along with the fasting, there was regular exercise, and Harbour trusted Higgins during the process because he'd helped him recover from his injury back on the set of Black Widow. So don't worry, unlike on the show, in real life, he was in safe hands. So yeah, there were mobility and activation exercises, kettlebell workouts, and regular Pilates. Oh, and also steady state cardio, which makes a lot more sense than high intensity cardio if the goal is to remain consistent. Harbour said it was these simple exercises that added up, and the fact that he did them consistently is what made all the difference. And how did it make him feel? Weight loss is a tricky thing to deal with because all people see and comment on is the effect it has on your appearance, even when you're not feeling that great about it, considering the mental toll it takes. Thankfully, David ended up with some very positive views on his health health. He did say that it was hard to keep things under control throughout the process. This is because fasting for weight loss can take you dangerously close to eating disorder territories. But our guy made it out with a healthy relationship with food. This is for all of you as well. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into if you're planning to shed weight. Other than that, this transformation made him feel really good about his body. Why? Because he realized his body was still capable of doing things he thought he'd grown too old for. It was the little things like running across the road and finding himself to be very agile and active. Harbour said it felt like rebirth. If that doesn't motivate you to start getting fitter, nothing will. But it isn't just about the new form. He said the process made him trust his body much more, and now he loves his lean and athletic body just as much as he loves his chubby one. You know what? That's the right attitude if you're thinking about going on a similar journey, folks. To sum it all up, David gets a better relationship with his body. We get the possibility of seeing the dad bod Hopper again. It's a win-win. So will he do that again? Feeling good about his athletic self was good and all, but Harbour admits that this was just a one-time thing. Will he do it again? Nope, never again. Remember, he said the journey made him love his big body too. Well, he's sticking to that, because maintaining that kind of life long-term isn't healthy for his mind or body. If he really needs to look so different for a role in the future, he says that prosthetics these days are too good, and they'll work just fine. This makes sense when you think about his opinion on method acting. He thinks that it's silly and dangerous. Do not let him and Jared Leto be in a room together. But when you think about it, he does have a point. When you erase the boundaries between acting and real life, you want to think like your character, and you don't always play nice people, right? So yeah, we agree with him on this. With all this talk about his transformation, we should mention that he's already gone to his old self. In fact, he gained every pound he lost because in his upcoming movie, he plays Santa Claus. He said he doesn't mind going back because that's what makes acting great. He likes being a chameleon, and we love watching him do his thing. Now, some other news. Alright, since you're all caught up on David Harbour's journey, let's fill you in on some other news, shall we? First off, Joe Keery is more than his hair. Joe Keery has gorgeous, unbelievable, sensational hair. But you know what? We should all collectively tone it down a bit. Why? Because the man's sick of it. Keery says it's stupid that people fixate on his hair so much, and that he wants people to know him for his work in acting and music. You know he's serious about this because he even refused a brand deal from a hair care company. Also, we'll see Millie soon. Stranger Things Season 4 ended a while ago, and fans are missing Millie Bobby Brown on screen. The good news is that we'll be seeing her soon in the highly anticipated Enola Holmes 2. The film will be out on the 4th of November later this year. Jeez, November can't come fast enough. Lastly, Eddie's tattoos. There are a lot of fan theories out there about Eddie Munson's tattoos that suggest they hint at his resurrection in the next season. We hate to be the bearers of bad news, but turns out the tattoos were chosen randomly, some by Joseph Quinn himself. And those bats on his arm that fans thought were meant to foreshadow his vampire future, well, they weren't intentional either. That's a wrap for this video. Did you like David's new form, or did you miss the iconic dad bod in his last season of Stranger Things? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.